So here I am, baby bird, no wings. My sister was my left wing, my father was my right wing, and both my wings were broken. And so my sister in 96, my father in 97, and my started my degree in conflict analysis and resolution in 1998, the year after, because I wanted to make them proud. I needed to stop being the party girl in Miami that just could just party and drink, outdrink everybody. So I actually said, you know what? I need to make sure that I do things differently, absolutely differently. So I made a decision. I remember that day. I remember that day when I just come back from, I was living in Aventura, Florida, which is a high-end neighborhood if anyone's from Miami. High-end in Florida. I was surrounded by a golf course, Turnberry Isles, and I had it all. I was working at Bank of America. And I was a mess. I was an absolute mess. And I remember when waking up the next day after, it was after one of those partying nights, I drank, I think I went to a Haitian function and there was like rum barbacoa. It's known to be the best in the world. And so loving to dance, I danced till I couldn't hear. But you know what? I woke up and I couldn't remember anything. I couldn't remember how I got home. I couldn't remember how I got home. I remember the security guard saying to me, he said to me, you're causing trouble in this place. Mind you, this is very conservative, Aventura. And I was always fighting with the security guard because he was just like, you can't, because it was an older, well, more conservative crowd. And he was just like, oh, you're just going to come here and just cause problems. Because I was just always driving. My friends always come picking me up, let's go party and everything. I'm coming at all hours of the night. And of course, he had his opinion. He's looking at this, young Black woman who can afford to live in a place that, he probably couldn't, and whatever was going through his mind. But that's one of the things he was saying, you're going to make me look bad as a Black person. Here you are, making me look back. I think I've never met another Black person in that place where I live, actually. I was no stranger to affluence. My family was very comfortable. I lacked nothing. I was a diplomat growing up. My father became a diplomat. I was 3 years old. And, until, my college years, I was a diplomat. I was untouchable. That's what diplomats are, untouchable. You can do anything. And I remember driving up, going on from Georgetown, and, cops can stop you. And I was driving and I remember, and I smoked at the time. It was just like so posh. And it was just like, and so I remember the cop stopping me, and I was like, you can't do anything to me. I'm a diplomat. I'm a diplomat. You cannot touch me. Of course, I didn't say those words. I'm probably slurring my words, but you can't touch me kind of thing. But you know what? That was one of the perks of being a diplomat. They can't touch you. But some cops were smart. Some cops were really smart. So when they stop you, they say, "All right, we have to just caution you, and they can give you a ticket." But some cops were very smart. They would actually give me a ticket because they knew that in order for me to get out of that ticket, I would have to go to take it to my father, who would then send it to the State Department. And my father at that point would, of course, take care of it. At the same time, he'd take care of me. Oh, my father was a strict military man. Loved him so much. I was his baby girl, but he was just like fed up with me. He was just like, this one, I don't know what to do with this one. And so, yeah, so some cops knew that if they give you that ticket, you're going to have to go through your father, your parent, to get you out of it. Any case, I actually look back on those days and say, well, thank God I walked through those doors to see what, class privileges. Because, people talk about it's race, it's gender, it's none of that is true. It's all class. It's all class. I came from a very privileged class, which is, diplomatic class. And in my country, my father was well known, and, I got a pass there too, and I ran with a crowd that were also very comfortable in their life. And so I never thought about other people and how my behavior affected other people. I did get affected though by more directly by my siblings because, I grew up with two siblings and people looking on the outside. I call them the outsiders and they know who they are. They are looking in, wanting my life, but they have no idea the trauma that comes with such affluence and such privilege. Because mind you, my father worked for a very strong-handed ruler. And some would say dictator. I don't call him dictator. I would just say somebody who's patriotic, loves his country, and he puts their country first. And I mean, he does have a strong hand